Skeleton is pioneering a new era for the digital revolution. Whether you're looking to develop a website, an Android app, iOS app, or a software to ease your workflow, you've found your best bet. Hello techies. Today we are going to talk about serverless architecture. But before we begin, do not forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for more interesting videos. What is serverless architecture? Serverless architecture outlines a technique for enterprises to design and execute apps but not having to manage infrastructure. It provides a means to eliminate architecture responsibilities from your burden, including provisioning, scaling, and maintenance. Automatic scaling is possible, and you only pay for what you use. What are some of the benefits of a serverless architecture? The main benefit is that your developers will be able to concentrate on product development. They are no longer responsible for managing and running servers. The vendor, rather than your team, is in charge of network configuration and physical security of your servers. Serverless architecture also has a number of other advantages. Better observability results from decomposing. Serverless decomposition is the process of breaking down applications into smaller and smaller components. You'll have improved visibility across the application as a result of doing so. The knowledge required to make adjustments or make repairs is reduced when the pieces are smaller. Serverless is event-based. Rather than a stream-based system, serverless employs an event-based approach. Each aspect of the program is self-contained in an event-based architecture. A chain of events occurs. Each service is connected in a stream-based environment. If something goes wrong, it only affects that particular event, not the entire log. Faster deployments, more flexibility, and faster innovation are all advantages. When deciding whether or not to employ a serverless architecture, speed is frequently an issue. Because there is no infrastructure to slow you down, you can launch apps in hours rather than days. Scalability is also easier with faster deployments. You may be very flexible with your releases if you use an agile architecture. You can speed up innovation because it is a faster process. This adaptability is especially useful in situations where turning is required quickly. As a result of the epidemic, events like these are playing out all across the planet. To satisfy emerging requirements, organizations must shift their focus. Internally, with a shift to remote labor, this could be the case. Customer-facing apps, such as those used by merchants and restaurants, are another example. Lowering the cost of architecture. When a company becomes serverless, it essentially outsources server and database maintenance. You're no longer in charge of the massive investments required for internal architecture management. Finally, the amount you can save will be determined based on your use case. Putting a greater emphasis on user experience. If your apps have users, as they almost certainly do, they have high expectations when it comes to digital experiences. When architecture is no longer an issue, more time can be spent on improving the user experience, UX. Because you can't afford to ignore the user interface, serverless computing can help you reallocate resources. What are the drawbacks of implementing a serverless architecture? The serverless design isn't without flaws. It's still a developing architecture, thus some people aren't ready to adopt it yet. Inefficiencies in long-running applications. Long-running workloads could be more expensive to execute on serverless. It is often more efficient to use a dedicated server. Dependence on a third party. You must rely on your supplier if you use a serverless architecture. You don't have complete control, and changes may have an unanticipated impact on you. The platform's accessibility is constrained by its terms. Cold starts. When a platform must activate internal resources, it is referred to as a cold start. It's possible that your serverless architecture will take some time to respond to your first function request. You can avoid a cold start by making sure the function is still activated. You do this by giving it requests on a regular basis. To get to know more about tech-related topics, subscribe, like and share.